Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Sagevivor Season 5 All-Stars. Now, if you remember in the past, we did open up Pandora's box. More specifically, Danny did open up Pandora's box. That did put Big Brother on the wheel. Now, this cycle, when we were spinning the wheel, that's what we landed on. So I want to give just a quick overview of what that means if you guys don't watch Big Brother or if you guys are unfamiliar. So there's going to be one challenge at the beginning, which is going to be the head of household. Whoever wins that, they have the opportunity to put 2 people on the block, and everybody else can only vote between those 2 people to go home. Then there's another competition after that called a veto competition. And the veto competition, if you win, or you can choose to use it on one of the 2 people that are on the block. If they get taken off, the original head of household has to name a replacement. Now, if you have an idol and you play it, it's going to be considered just like a hidden veto. So that's just something important to know, and I kind of wanted to give that overview, but it's going to be lots of tea in this episode. I hope you guys are ready. Friendly reminder, if you have not already, smash the like button for me down below and consider subscribing. It really does help me out a lot, and it helps out the cast of Sagevivor. The better that these episodes do, the more that I'm able to reinvest into Sagevivor as a whole, so I would really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Now, let's jump straight into the episode and the drama.
Okay, my phone cut out again because, well, like in the middle of recording a fucking audio thing, what you call it, my phone was like, oh my god, you have 10%, and like, oh, I dropped something, and essentially that made me stop recording like conventional. So anyways, attempt number 2 while I grab my charger. I didn't like that vote, not one bit. I would have preferred Elk to stay because Elk is nice and would probably be lenient to like vote on our side. But you know, they didn't want to do Mason, which doesn't make any fucking sense to me or Gumby, but that's just one of the things about the game, is that like this game will pull on your personal heartstrings, and you'll just have to vote out the person you don't like, or that you end up liking actually. Oh my god, I'm fucking tired. It's been a long day. Anyways, so Mason kind of got wind of Gumby pushing the Mason vote. Somehow, the leaky gays, the gay leaks, whatever the fucking alliance is called, very leaky. So whoever like really coined that, kudos to you, because it's living up to his fucking name. Because like anything that we say in there is like fucking will be used against us in court, because what the fuck. But yeah, I just, it sucks because I really like talking with Dylan B. I like talking with Elk. And if the theme keeps on going, I might as well just go, bro, because I'd rather stay in Pondy and talk with my friends and not have to deal with this messy ass fucking tribe getting on my last nerves. So yeah. And now we're doing Big Brother because it was put on the wheel because this org is just amazing. I've only played Big Brother like once, kinda, in a speedrun, and I didn't even know what I was doing. So I don't know how this round will play, but in the chance I'm like nominated for like eviction, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't watch Big Brother either, so like, yeah, that explains a lot. So I don't know, you know, hopefully I don't lose, win, whatever the strategy is for Big Brother. Anyways, let's just hope for the best.
Hey there, guys. Video confessional number 5 here. Technically, it's like a day. It's actually, well, like 2 days late, actually. I said I was gonna do it yesterday when I woke up, but then I had to work and I got back and we did the challenge and everything like that. So it's been a little bit since I've like checked in with you guys. I'm gonna go over what happened last cycle and like just going to the end. Of course, since this is gonna be uploaded for that episode, I'm not gonna spoil who went home. Just because, you know, it's how it is. I mean, you guys will probably get the idea at the end of this confessional. Basically, we woke up and we had to do the challenge for the tile tapping, which is like, that was like what we did last season, and I only got like 1,000. So I was like, you know what, maybe, and I remember it's funny because Matthew got like 10,000 or whatever the fuck it was last season, and I was like, oh my god, there's like absolutely no way I get 10,000. But I'm gonna try to get like 5,000. And little did these guys know, I unironically was going to submit a 5,000 thing, and I pressed start again, and it removed it, so I couldn't submit that to Sage and anyone of the like it was within like the last hour of the challenge. But basically, like, oh, look at me, I'm sweating. Anyways, but basically, like, in the end of it, I got second place. I was the runner-up behind Jordy, so Jordy won immunity, which is good for me, I guess, I suppose. Me and Jordy are somewhat close at this point. At least I'd like to think we are. I do have them higher up. I had them as my number 1 last cycle. No, I had them as my number 2 last cycle behind Elk. But then we go into the actual vote aspect, and it's like, I value people being direct. I've always been that type of player, and like not many people were being like that honest with me, I'll be honest with you guys. Kind of felt like people were lying a lot. And obviously there was my like gripes with Mason and stuff like that, and all these different people, and I actually like literally called Mason out. I was like, hey, like you got mad at me supposedly for this stuff that I actually didn't even do. And I explained it to you, and it feels like things aren't getting better, so I don't know what to say because I want to work with you, and like this is what you're saying and treating me. And we had a talk and everything, and he was like, you know what, I feel that I'm honest about things. But like the vote was starting to shape up. At first it was I wanted to see about pushing someone like Cam, because Cam hasn't been as active, still hasn't been active even to this day. But like as soon as I like suggested Cam as a possible option, freaking what do you call it, like Gumby gives it out to people, and then Mason leaks it to people, and then somehow everyone knows about it, and it's like, well, that's dead now. Because last time that shit happened was when I decided to flip things over and vote Dylan literally last tribal. So I was like, it's not a good decision for me to make. So yeah, that Cam vote fell through, and then like it was kind of just quiet for a long time. People were like sitting on Cam, but they weren't actually willing to vote Cam. And even Jordy was like, well, I actually like Cam, and for the same reasons you like Elk, because Cam talks to me more than he talks to you, so like I don't want to get rid of Cam in the same regards that you don't want to get rid of Elk. And I'm like, okay, yada yada, I won't go after Cam, boo-hoo, we'll find something new. And at this point, like Gumby and Mason are like somewhat going after each other this entire vote. This guy can come through, it's a police officer, that's funny. But like, I don't know, it just didn't read right. So like they were going after each other, and then like they both wanted me to be involved with their votes, and I was like, sure. And I'm like, I won't dedicate either way. So I just kind of sat there and I let shit happen. And then like I go away for 3 hours, and then I come back, and like everyone's like, it's Elk now, Elk's going home. And like I like tried to get rid of, like try to change the vote, but Jordy's like, well, I'm not flipping. Like when I said I want to get rid of this person tonight, I'm not flipping on Elk, sorry. Even after they made the whole comment about me saying like they're gonna keep Cam, or they want me to keep Cam in the same regards that they want that I want to keep Elk, you know what I'm saying? Which really pissed me off actually. But yeah, basically the whole regard of it was like, it was an hour before tribal at that point too, and like Elk was gonna go home. And that was really disappointing because like I really do like Elk. Elk was my number 1, and like I'm not gonna lie, like I think people knew that after I literally ousted everyone in the fucking chat that was in my top trust rankings, because I was like, well, Elk doesn't talk to me as much as I'd like Elk to talk to. He's like said nothing game wise. Gumby like seems to be throwing shit around, and also like leaked things with Cam really early before we could ever think of anything, so it kind of just died out. Like Jordy won't even tell me that they didn't even want Cam voted out to begin with until after Cam's name had been halfway leaked to literally everyone across the board. And like Mia's this way, like all my top 4 people were kind of like, they were like doing whatever the fuck they want to do, and it kind of pissed me off, I'm not gonna lie. So I just kind of like, I just let it sit there a little, and then like I went to go tell Elk, and I tried to, you know, figure things out, and like Elk was gonna go anyways, which sucks because I couldn't help it. And like Elk sent me like a message of them crying, and I was like it just made me feel worse. I'm not gonna lie. Like no shade to Elk, but like I can't like save you, and then also like you're crying to me, and I'm like I feel bad. Like I feel bad. I'm like I might be a villain, but I feel like shit for that. So I'm like okay, and like that's kind of how things got left off in the cycle. And like you know, supposedly going into it, Elk was gonna go. I'm not gonna like say whether or not that happened, although I think we all know at this point what happened just by hearing this. But that's just kind of what happened. So sorry, this is a longer confessional, as you can tell, because I had a lot to dump. But yeah, a lot of things happened. Elk might have been, you know, Elk kind of became the final target, and that's just how travel works. So we're gonna go into this next cycle, and we're gonna see what happens. Of course, I already know partly what happens, but I'll talk to you guys about that next time. Okay? So it's nice seeing you guys again. Of course, I'm not dead. You know, I still work and everything, but it's also sunny in Florida, so it's like. But anyways, I'll see you guys later in the next confessional. All right? Peace out.
Okay, it's time for me to pop off, because I'm fucking done with Gumby and Mason entirely. They're both pissing me off. Gumby is acting like a spoiled little brat, and it's honestly really frustrating to deal with. I have saved this guy's life twice, and here he is complaining that he's not getting his way. It's like, okay, well, deal with it. Just deal with it, honestly. Because, like, I don't know what to tell you. It's like, would you prefer if I just, like, went along with everybody else and voted you out? No, that's what I thought. So, like, stop pissing and moaning, because you're still here in the game, are you not? So, like, why are you so mad at me, for one thing? Like, I'm literally have been doing everything to save you, defending you to everybody. And it's like, this guy, I don't even know why I'm doing so much for him. Because he doesn't even... It's always me reaching out to him first. He never reaches out to me. He doesn't ask me how I'm doing. He doesn't ask... He just doesn't seem to care about me at all. So it's like, why am I even gonna bother? Why am I going through all this effort to keep this relationship with him and, like, keep him in the game when I'm not getting it in return from him? It's really annoying. And it's pissing me off. I just can't deal with him anymore. Same goes for Mason. Maybe not to such an extreme, but this boy cannot keep his fucking mouth shut. All he does is spread fucking gossip about me and Gumby, and then, like, it's putting me and Gumby, like, we're, like, butting heads now because of him, and it's like, I'm just not getting even, I'm just done. I'm done with him as well. I'm done with him. Can't stand these two boys. They're pissing me off, and I just want one. I just want, honestly, I want either of them to go home. I don't care. The one time I do slightly well on a touchy subject challenge and still lose. But you know what, that's fine, to be honest. I wasn't expecting to win anyways. Wrath winning is kind of scary a little bit. I don't have the best connection with Wrath, but I also don't have, like, the worst. But I wouldn't be surprised if he put me up as a nominee. Same thing if he put up, Danny, I wouldn't be surprised either. Here's hoping he doesn't put me up. I don't even care if he puts Danny up, as long as it's not me. With Mason and Rossi both being up on the chopping block to be going home, possibly, I'm really hoping that, honestly, I'm hoping that James wins the challenge, which you might be like, wow, that's surprising coming from you, Ethan, because I thought you were teaming with Rossi, and I am. But if James saves himself, I honestly think that Wrath would put up Mason next, and I really think that everybody would pile onto Mason more than they would Rossi. But the thing is, if Rossi saves herself, and then it's like a Mason versus James scenario, I don't know, I still feel like people would pile onto James more than to Mason. I don't know.
What's up, guys? This is my episode 8 confessional. A lot happened this episode, so I just want to give a little recap and just, tell you guys what's going through my brain while everything was happening. So, right after the Elk vote, we get to see the twist for this next round, and it's Big Brother. So I'm stressing a little bit because this is a little weird having Big Brother on Survivor. But nonetheless, I'm up for it. It's part of the fun of this game. But I already know anything can really happen. So I'm just thinking what's the strategy going into this? Do I want HOH? Do I want to just chill? And we get to competition, and we get touchy subjects, which is the worst time to get touchy subjects because it's still pretty early in this game to where lines haven't been drawn yet, and there's not really been, besides the Dylan Vintage argument, there's not been huge arguments. There's no one to really pinpoint for one thing, one category. So I really had no clue who I was putting for most of the questions for this challenge. So I knew I wanted to win, but I knew I wasn't going to win because my read on the game is kind of just I missed the first merge vote. I haven't really been able to tell who's close to who, whatnot. So I put some people's names for certain questions, not really giving it a second thought. I'm just if it works out, it works out. Turns out I do pretty bad at the competition, which I wasn't surprised by, but we end up seeing Wrath win. And before going into that, I was sure if 3 people won HOH, I had a chance of going up. Those 3 people being Rochi, Vintage, and Wrath. Rochi, just because one, she voted me out, and we're also we don't talk that much. She's not as active, so it's hard to vibe with someone that's not as active, in my opinion. Same with Vintage. I mean, we weren't on a tribe together for the entire pre-merge. We might have been in the beginning, but probably didn't talk that much. Actually, I don't even think we were. I don't think I was on a tribe with them at all, to be honest with you. And so just me not talking much, just me not talking much means I don't get a relationship with them. So I figured if he had to put anyone up as an easy pawn, it'd be me. And then Wrath, I mean, I had an alliance with him to get go, but that's just that never went through. And also, he's just a wild card in my opinion. I can't really get a read on him, so I figured anything can really happen with him. And with him winning, sure enough, he put me up, man. I was a little shocked because I was having a conversation with him. I thought we were vibing. I thought I'd be good, at least for the original noms. He puts me up against Rochi. I'm dang. It is what it is, I was kind of stressing because I'm dude, everything's going wrong in this game. Been voted out once already. Now I'm already on the block, dude. It is just not a good look at all. And so immediately I'm thinking, what do I have to do to stay in this game? I'm thinking originally, most likely thing to happen is that I stay on the block against Rochi. So my whole plan was just to up my social game a little bit, which I feel like I do have a good social game, generally speaking. I get along with the majority of people on my tribe, and I have very meaningful conversations with them. So my goal is just to rough out the edges. I don't know if that's a good way to put it, but try to talk to the people that I don't talk to as much. So Vintage, I had a 40-minute VC with Vintage, or voice chat. VC, I mean voice chat. Tried talking to Rochi some more. I was kind of yo, we're both on the block together, let's make this closer, yada yada yada. I was trying to get closer to Vintage, even though it was an odd number, so most likely he wouldn't have to vote in the event of a tie. I was trying to get closer to him. Generally speaking, I was just trying to be as active as possible, try to talk to some people. We get the people that are gonna get played in the Power Veto, and I'm hoping for Mason, or I'm hoping for Mason, Jordy, maybe Danny. I'm just hoping for some people that can save me, man. Because I know that for a fact those people would most likely. I don't know about Danny. Danny's an iffy. But I know for a fact that Jordy or somebody blanking. I'm tired at this point. Anyways, we get into the Power Veto competition, and I'm looking at the challenge shit, dude. Mia's totally gonna win this. I don't exactly remember everyone who played in it, but I know Mia destroyed this competition the first time she played, and I also know she has an iPad and she kind of just scribble through the maze. I can't really do that. I gave it my best effort. I got 3rd place. But I knew it was obvious that he was going to win that from the get-go. So I tried to talk to her a bit more than usual. And honestly, I think my relationship with me is pretty good. We've had a lot of good conversations. It's mostly just because we were never on a tribe from the start. So we haven't really had much of a chance to talk much strategy. So going into the Power Veto meeting, I honestly wasn't expecting to be saved. I mean, we got along really well, but we had no sort of line set up. We never really talked strategy. We were never like, I got your back. I mean, I talked to her about like potentially saving me, and she's like, we'll see what I can do. You know, like I didn't really think she was going to, and she did. And it made us a lot closer, I would say, for sure. I trust her a lot more. I definitely feel like I owe her, just because she saved my back. Now I gotta have her back. But no, yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, talking to people, making an impact best way I can, paid off for me. And I mean, not saying I'm like some mastermind that like was able to like convince her to take me off. I guess my social game was good enough to have her take me off. And then the bad part though is that Mason got put up, which is like, he's one of my closer allies. He's had my back since day one. So seeing him being put up, it's not a good look. I feel like we could be able to. I feel like I was able to convince people to get Roach on Roachy. I feel like I was able to get people to vote Roachy. I feel like most people were like already like leaning that way either way. So that was that. And then, but while this was happening, while Mason was up, there's a lot of talks of voting him out. I'm not gonna lie, and it sucked, you know, because I'm close to him. But at the same time, though, he's a big shield for me, in my opinion. So I don't want to see Mason go. And it was looking like it until he played his idol as a veto and got himself off the block. When I saw that, I was like, "Thank God, dude!" Like I would have never voted him, but I feel like we would probably get majority votes. So very happy that he was able to stay off the block. And now that there's a fourth Renon, dude, I'm like, "Damn, dude, who the hell is this Bradley gonna pick?" I have no clue who's gonna pick. It could be anybody, like genuinely anybody. So he ends up picking Cam, which also does make sense, kind of, because Cam is one of the more like lesser active people, I would say, on our tribe. So I could kind of see that. Don't know why Cam wasn't picked first, but anyways, going in the vote, and I'm kind of like all over the place. I'm not close to Cam or Rochi. Like they're both on the bottom of my trust ranking. So like picking between them is kind of hard. And what made it worse, in my opinion, was that I was kind of the deciding vote towards the end. And I'll get into this a bit. I was approached by a couple people saying they wanted Cam out because they thought he's a big threat. And there's a whole bunch of reasons. I mean, Ethan was literally begging for my vote on Cam. Like, keep in mind also, I'm at work right now, so I was busy working. I had a couple minutes every hour just to check my phone, see what people were thinking. So I wasn't really able to be as active as I wanted to, have as many of the talks that I wanted to. So it's a really stressful time for me because I'm trying to figure out who to vote. And I'm being told like I'm the split vote. I'm the person who's deciding like, dude, this is too much. This is too much power for someone that's not able to be online. And then I guess that they end up having 6 people voting for Cam. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go with Cam. But then, dude, I don't even know what happened. Gumby and Mason have some fight, and it's like over nothing. It's about who leaked the Cam blindside of Jory, which I did, by the way. I told him it was like a huge blindside. I don't know if I did it and Mason thought Gumby did it and blamed Gumby. I don't really know what happened, really. Jory told me that more people also told him about it as well. But anyways, they had some huge argument. I guess Mason, despite Gumby and his plan to get out Cam, was like, no, dude, I'm voting Rochi now. I'm like, shit, man. Now you're making my life hard because I'm the deciding vote. And I'm like, I really don't want to be. These are 2 people I'm not close to, so I don't really care who goes at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, I was just thinking, who am I close with? What makes the most sense long term? And I figured, like, I know Rochi's voted for me. But I was on a season with them. Know that for a fact. I don't see him as much of a power player. I don't really know how Cam was, but I don't see Rochi just, you know, gathering votes for a blindside, really. So I figured it was the best play probably to get Cam up because I don't really know where his head was at as much. Because at least with Roshi, I know she's close to, Gumby. I know she's probably close to other people. I can kind of decipher that Cam's kind of almost a wild card. So I was like, at the end of the day, I'm just going to go with this and see what happens. But it ended up being a 5-4 vote. Cam going home. Felt a little bad, but they got to pick someone and made the most sense. Yeah, that's about it for the recap on this episode. Definitely a very stressful time in the game for me, but we're still in it. We're here to see another day, and that's really all we're doing. We're taking it day by day, and hopefully next round will be a lot smoother. I'll see you guys.
I'm actually pretty okay with where I'm at in the game at this point. Nobody's super tight with me, which is annoying. I don't think anyone takes me super seriously strategically, but I can always work my way up. On the bright side, I'm not in any messes with people. Nobody's pissed at me. Alright, I'm at a good spot to make it pretty deep. I just gotta start making moves so that when I get to the end, I can have some respect. I do have the upside of I'm a lot less likely to have enemies on the jury, which is nice, but I just gotta work on the respect side. I think Rosie, however you pronounce her name, is going. Should be good. Actual Final 12 confessional this time.
Hey guys, okay. This episode is crazy because we got the Big Brother on the wheel spin, and honestly, so much has happened. So like the HOH was touchy subjects, and I got second place, which like felt pretty good because it proves that I kind of have an idea of what's going on. But since I didn't win, I'm not like the biggest threat in terms of like reading everything socially, I guess. But Wrath won, and I felt really good about Wrath winning because I knew I wasn't going to be nominated. Also, I don't know if I ever updated from when I spiraled and called everyone annoying. But if I didn't update yet, Wrath is not annoying. Wrath is cool. Everyone else except Wrath and Rosie is annoying. But so he nominated Rosie and James, which I was not happy about, because Rosie's my number one, and James and I are like, okay, I don't know exactly how to feel about it. But Mia ended up winning the veto, which was like a maze or something. I didn't get to play, but she took James off, and then Wrath nommed Mason as the replacement. So I was like, okay, finally we can get Mason out. I'm sick of his ass. But then he had an idol, so he took himself off the block, and then Cam became the next nom. So, which like, that's fine because what the fuck has Cam been doing the whole time? But at the same time, I thought we need to take these season 3 people out because they make up half the cast, right? So that's a little bit disappointing. But it was clear to me, like Rosie started like threatening to quit a little bit, and she had a bad day at work and stuff, so it was all like a lot. And I just went to her, I was like, girl, don't be doing all that because I'm gonna put in the work, okay? I'm gonna do this. So I went to well, here's some context too. I went to Jordy because I made a joke in the tribal chat. I was like, DM me if you want my OnlyFans link, girl. And then when anyone DM'd me, I also said DM me if you want a free iPhone. But when anyone DM'd me, I was like, okay, I'll give it to you, just make sure to vote for Cam. Like, it was a joke, but I was just like, planting seeds, I guess. But then, so I said that to Jordy specifically. And that was like, he didn't even remember because it was a joke. But then Mason and I had a pretty good chat, and he agreed to flip on the Cam. Like, I had explained to him how Cam is a number for Jordy. Jordy's probably leaking shit, pitting us against each other. I don't know. And so he was like, okay, we could do Cam, but we need to get numbers. I was like, well, if the two of us are doing it, James will do it because we have a trio. And then I can get Mia probably because I think Mia and Rosie are good. They're also the only 2 women, which like, it's kind of miserable. I hate that there's so many men, but anyways. And then I think I can get Mia and somebody else. But then out of nowhere, Ethan DM'd me. He's like, "What do you think about this vote?" And I said, honestly, I never speak to Cam. We've spoken 3 times this whole game. I'd rather vote for Cam. I know that's probably not like the majority, but I'd rather do it. And so I think because I confirmed to him that I was down, he decided to go ahead and jump, like, because I think he was thinking it too. I'm not going to say that I flipped him, but I think I did flip most of the people. And he was like, yeah, I want to vote Cam too. He got Danny on board, and then basically it blew up. Because I guess somebody told Jordy that I said we needed to weaken him with the Cam vote, and then Jordy told that to Mason, and then told Mason that I already leaked the Cam vote, but I didn't. And then I had remembered that joke that I had made, and Mason was like, "Why did you tell him this? Like, you're a piece of shit, blah blah blah, go to hell, you're fake, whatever." I don't care, he's annoying. But then I remember, I was like, Mason, I sent him that as a joke because Jordy told him, like, Gumby said at 4 p.m. that he was voting for Cam. And I was like, Mason, we didn't even plan this out till after 4 p.m. So that was when I made the joke, and he's using that against me. We weren't even fully, like, doing it yet back then. So they are conspiring little bitches. And, but yeah, basically, I flipped the vote on Cam. I think Ethan kind of also flipped the vote on Cam, but I got Mason and James and Mia. Actually, Mia also kind of wanted to do it originally too. It was kind of like in the back of people's heads, a lot of people wanted to do it, but publicly not everybody was going to admit to it. So I feel like I kind of initiated that, but I won't take full credit. I'm not that cocky. Sometimes. But yeah, it ended up working out in our favor, and Cam got eliminated in a 5-4, which was really close. But I think Jordy voted for Rosie. Vintage voted for Rosie. They got in a fight. So that's another reason that people will keep Rosie. Jordy, Vintage. I think Johnny might have voted for Rosie. And then I guess the other one, because I don't have the cast pulled up, so I might be missing somebody. But maybe Mason flipped back, but then we had the numbers anyway. I don't remember. But that's what I'm pretty sure happened. But yeah, I ate because my number 1 girl is still in the game, and we're having a good time, and we're gonna start fixing up our games for sure. Y'all will see. Trust.
Wrath is chatting me saying that, well, he asked me who I think should go up on the block if someone used the veto. And I was like, well, I'm gonna be very honest with you, because I told you I was gonna be very honest with you. After I realized that, like, he didn't trust me all that much in that big grandiose speech that he put in the tribe chat. I told him I was gonna be very honest with him because I want to like work and gain his trust because I really want to work with him. But he said, who would I want to put up if I had the choice? And I was like, well, I would honestly put up Mason. And like I've told you my reasons before, because Mason is like a big ass blabbermouth. He's like going between people and just like telling everybody the details of every single conversation, and I'm like done with it. And I told him that. And he's like, oh, okay. I've also heard Cam. And I'm like, who the fuck is talking about Cam? Talk about the most under the rug player right now, like doing absolutely nothing. Basically, it's just a walking, not even, I was gonna say a walking and talking extrovert, but it's honestly just a walking extrovert because this bitch doesn't talk like ever. No offense to Cam, of course, because I know he's busy with stuff, but like, who the fuck's suggesting Cam? So I talk to Mia, and I'm like, yeah, someone just said Cam. Like, don't say anything to Wrath, but like, someone just said Cam. And Mia's just like, oh, that was me, LMAO. And I'm like, girl, why would you suggest Cam? Girl, you know we've been wanting to suggest Mason. Like, what the fuck? And Mia was telling me earlier that she wants to get rid of some of these inconsequential players like Cam, Johnny, and Rossi, because like, you know, bringing a goat to the end is an easy win. And I was like, oh yeah, I hate when people bring a goat to the end. Fuck no, I don't care if people find it boring or lame or like a cop-out to bring a goat to the end. Bitch, I'm just here to win. I don't fucking care what you think. And if you're really gonna get the W to a goat because this other person brought a goat, like, no, that's stupid. I would love to take Rossi Cam to the finale with me because I guarantee I could win against either of them. Honestly, my goal is to bring Cam to the end with me, That's my like go-to strategy right now is bring Cam. Because he's just like a nobody, basically. What the fuck has he done? He has like, to my knowledge, he only has one really close ally, that being Jordy. So like maybe he would get a couple votes if he got to the end, but not enough to win. Not enough to. He's done nothing. Unless there's some big grand plan strategizing he did during the pre-merge, but I doubt it. Wrath? Fuck you. He literally comes to me, he's like, I'm coming to you first, tell you this, but I think I'm gonna put you up to replace James. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? And I'm like, dude, don't. Like, please, like, what will it take? I'm telling him, like, I'll give him my extra vote back. And I'm like, I really thought we were working well together. And he's like, okay. You have my, like, I trust you that you'll give me, like, he was saying he trusts me that I'll give him the vote as long as I don't get put up there. And, he's like, then who should I put up to replace? And I'm like, well, I was like, because he really wants Rossi to go home. And it's like, I don't want Rossi to go home, but hey, if that's what I gotta do to gain his trust, I can replace Rossi with Wrath, I guess. But, I was like, well, you probably should put up someone similar to Rossi, like Cam or Johnny, because they're both kind of like not too big of players right now. Yeah, I'm saying fuck this shit. Even if he doesn't put me up, I'm keeping this fucking extra vote because I earned it. And in reality, I didn't earn it. He literally gave it to me. But like, no, you're not gonna make me vote out an ally of mine and then also try and steal an extra vote for me. No. It ain't happening. Whoever the fuck he's putting up, I'm voting that bitch out because I'm keeping Rossi because I know she's a number for me. And it's like, no, I ain't doing it. I'm not about to become some pawn in somebody else's game because he's acting like he's all at the bottom. And it's like, no, you're not. Let's be real. You definitely have alliances right now. So don't even, like, no, I'm not gonna do what I did last time and just go with the punches and just like let everybody do what they want and walk all over me. No. I might cause some drama by keeping this vote, and honestly, this extra vote, and maybe it's the wrong move. Maybe Wrath really does trust me, and now me not giving him this extra vote is gonna be like the last straw for him. But it's like, honey, no, I'm not about to be a doormat for people again. Oh my god, this is the best thing ever. He just put up Mason. Mason is so going home. There's no way he doesn't. And if someone somehow saves Mason, that's gonna be fucking ridiculous if they get rid of Rossi before they get rid of Mason. These people are dumb as hell if they don't. Or if they do get rid of Rossi before they get rid of Mason.
It's kind of late. I meant to post this earlier, or like record this earlier, but I'll record it now. So it's post-tribal. Cam got voted out. And everything went how I wanted it to. Isn't it fantastic? Anyways, so I won the veto after I got nominated, and then I proceeded to use it on James because I want James to trust me. And then Mason got put up, which is one of my choices for getting put up. We flushed an idol out of him. He got taken off. Cam went up, who I actually recommended to Wrath, and then Cam went home. And guess who was the deciding vote? Me. Anyways, let's see. Things are going pretty good game-wise. I've got most people liking me, I think. I'm not worried about that. I'll have to do an updated trust ranking, but in general, my thoughts are kind of along the lines of like, Danny, I don't see betraying me anytime soon, not as long as Mason's in the game. Danny's a pretty sentimental guy, and I feel like we're getting back into a good place. Ethan, I don't see trying to get me out. Jordy, I don't see trying to get me out right now, because I've been pretty honest with Jordy, and Jordy can rely on me for that. If there's one thing I am, it's extraordinarily honest in this game, for the most part. So people can rely on me for that, at least. So it gives a little sense of safety. James, obviously, I don't think he's going to want me out for at least the next 2 rounds, considering I saved him. The only thing I foresee being a problem, I would probably have to say, we're getting to the point where the people who are left in are kind of all still threats. So as soon as I basically need to find a shield. I need to portray them as a big shield, and I need to keep them like way in front of me. So that's the plan. Aside from that, life's been going good. Been bonding with people in the tribe and stuff. I've also been working on this octopus. It's really cool. I kind of want to go grab it since I'll go grab it. Hold on. I did not realize, sorry, my phone's charging. I did not realize that there was glitter in this clay, so my hands are all glittery, but I'm in the process of sculpting this, what I call a Mushtopus. It's for my design class and stuff, but he's looking great, isn't he? He's looking wonderful. Very nice. And also a little bit sweaty since I'm using plastilina clay or whatever it is. Sorry for leaving y'all, I'm back. I got into Golden League recently. Okay, that's enough about my life. Who is my next target? People keep asking me, what do we do now that Cam's out? What's the next game plan? The next game plan is sit out and let Ethan, Danny, and Mason potentially duke it out. Everybody knows where my vote was, so I get red as a kind of easy, chill thing. So, who do I want to go out? Wrath. Actually, I would prefer Wrath go out as soon as possible. I don't know where Wrath is mentally. And I just want Wrath out. I'm not gonna gun for him right now, but I do want him out. So that's the truth. That's the whole Mia lore, and I'm gonna go. Anyway, stream Stray Kids. Chick chick boom.
Alright, episode 8, right after the elk vote. I am the final winner left in the game. So I'm feeling decent. I mean, I'm not feeling great. I just got some votes. But I'm there, as you could say, you know. But yeah, at this point, out of all the votes that I have done, I'm voting, I voted right in 2 of the 4 votes, which, I mean, could be better. I get the feeling there are going to be more down the line where, I don't know, I feel like I'm going to be like stuck at 50% voting accuracy the whole game. If I get voted out, who knows? But yeah, after the last vote, I talked a bit with Gumby. He sent me something about why he was targeting me and stuff. I didn't really believe it all. It just seemed more like a half apology with him trying to get information out of me, kind of. But I still tried to talk to him and word everything in a way where, I mean, I still did. I gave him a lot of information, to be honest, because other people were starting to piss me off, and so I basically told him whatever he wanted to hear. Yeah. This round we had touchy subjects. I got voted majority for villain of the season. Who thinks they're running the game but is not, and who's most likely to lie to your face. I'd like to believe 2 of those are pretty accurate. which is lying to your face one in the villain of the season. I mean, I think they're accurate, but I definitely don't think I'm running the game. I'm honestly confused how I got that one. I think I put myself as that one as the majority answer just because I thought that's what other people would put, but I still don't think it's true. Oh yeah, but Gumby and I were talking for quite a while that night, and I feel like he was throwing multiple people under the bus, like Ethan and Jordy, maybe Danny too, I can't remember, but he was throwing all of them under the bus. Ethan does the same with them, and I think Danny does the same too. They all throw each other under the bus, but no matter what I do, it's always me that catches the heat for it. So yeah, definitely on the bottom at this point. But yeah, that night I told Gumby Ethan was the first to tell me Gumby was pushing my name. And then I told Ethan that I told Gumby that. They both got pretty pissed at me that I was telling each other the same thing, basically. But, you know, that's fine. I expect that from them. They leak everything to each other. They just complain about me leaking everything. Just, if they didn't leak to each other so much, we wouldn't be having these issues now, would we? But yeah, I admitted to Ethan what I told Gumby, because I was trying to basically I don't want to like get caught in saying that, because Gumby tells Ethan everything, so I knew it's better for me to tell Ethan first. So that was my plan, but they both still got pissed at me. You know, I was being honest for once, and I still get in trouble. So I lie, I get in trouble. I be honest, I get in trouble. I leak, I get in trouble. I don't leak, I get in trouble. People just can't be happy with any of my choices. I'm telling you that right now. It's just never gonna work. I don't know why. Just how it is, I guess. But at this point, I made an in-game deal with James. Was not like a final 3 or final 2 deal. It was more so of a, if it works out in our favor where we're both there, we will like protect each other. But like, we're not gonna go out of our way to save each other, basically. Whether I do that or not, I don't know. Like, whether I actually work with him. I probably will, just because some people look at him as a goat. So, I mean, it would be easier probably to face him. I don't see him as being a I mean, the only thing he's been in all season is the one where he got voted out. That was the only big thing that happened to him. Everything else, it's kind of been everyone else running the game somehow, one way or another. He's also not been, left out of a bunch of things. He's not as much on the bottom as I am. So I feel like that's why, if I happen to get to the end, that'd be quite impressive. Because it sure feels like everybody's against me. Not everybody's against James. So know. But what was oh yeah, it was a Breaking Bad, or not Breaking Bad. I was thinking BB, so Breaking Bad. It was a Big Brother round. So that challenged the trusty subjects, or touching whatever the heck the challenge name is called. I can't even think of. My mind is blank right now. Whoever won that got XOXO, and that was Wrath. So he was head of household. So he won head of household. He had to make a decision on who to put up on the block, basically. But he posted something in the tribe chat, basically saying that Johnny, Vintage, Danny, Jordy, and Gumby are all people that he has a gut feeling he trusts. And then Cam, Ethan, myself, and Mia are people that he has a hard time talking to and doesn't trust us as much. But he's not putting us up. He said that those are the people he's not putting up, so that leaves Rosie and James as targets here. So yeah. And this happened. See, some of the names he was saying though were kind of confusing me, because right, the last vote he was part of the possible plan to take out Gumby, and then he put Gumby as somebody that he trusts. So that was kind of weird. There were some really weird ones, I'm not gonna lie. Some weird placements on who he trusts, who he doesn't trust. But I wasn't put on the block, which was good. I told James I would take him off if I played in the veto. Turns out I wasn't able to be in the veto, so didn't have to worry about that, because I wasn't going to take him off anyways. Oh yeah. So Ethan threw up my name the last round. That Eloquent, he was one of the people throwing out my name, and I told Jordy that he was throwing my name out there, because I know Jordy has a loud mouth, and I mean, anything I tell him, there's a good chance it gets to multiple people. So whether he says my name or not, I don't really care at this point. I'm already on the bottom. But I like spreading information about various people. And this is one way to do that, using Jordy as my own personal leaker. But the veto happened. I can't remember who all was in it, but it was the maze one. And Mia ended up winning it, and she took James down off the block. And at that point, James told me that people have been pushing my name as the renom, basically. And he was asking me about my thoughts. But yeah, I basically told him, based off of who he didn't trust as much on the list that he posted in the tribe chat, I told him that I said we should go for Ethan. Basically to go for the bigger threat out of all the people that are in the group, of those he didn't trust as much. I said if he doesn't want to do that, he could also go for a potentially easier vote in Mia or Cam, and that could leave a shield in the game in Ethan. And he told me that I had nothing to worry about. He doesn't see a world where I don't go up. And he told me he wasn't gonna put me up. And then he did. So yeah, that was kind of funny. He got me good. He definitely got me good. So yeah, it's only 13 minutes, and I don't think there's too much left of this travel, to be honest. This one's definitely going a little bit quicker than the last ones. So with the HOH, or with the big brother around, the HOH doesn't vote, and the 2 people on the block don't vote. And there are 12 people in the game. So that means 9 people are voting. But with me on the block, I could still use my extra votes and vote, so that could make it 11. But also, there comes the risk of Wrath playing his extra vote, or Ethan playing his. So yeah, I was trying to come up with ideas. Because I'd rather use my extra votes before I use my idol. In this round, the idol has to be played before a certain deadline, just because of renoms have to be made if I play it, and I can't play it like at the vote, because that's just not how Big Brother works. So yeah, it needs to be played by 2 p.m. on the day of Tribal. Or maybe it was the day before, I can't remember. I think it was the day of. So yeah, I was trying to use my EVs first, seeing what people were wanting to do, kind of grilling some people. But Jordy told me that Ethan and Danny were the ones to push my name to Wrath. Danny admitted that he wasn't not pushing it, basically. And then, I can't remember, I think Ethan admitted it too, at one point. And so did Gumby, I believe. But either way, they were all pushing my name, and then they expect me to, like, still want to work with them for some stupid reason. I don't get why these people think I'm so dumb. At this point, I'm just rolling with the punches, though. So yeah, I'm up on the block now, and multiple people have been pushing my name, so I'm not feeling too good. And I'm up against, because originally it was James and Rosie up on the block, and James got taken off, so now I'm up against Rosie. And with the renoms taking place so late at night, I had to stay up a little bit, try and see if I can get something done, because the idol needs to be played by, it actually wasn't 1, I mean, it actually wasn't 2, it was 1 o'clock originally when the idol needed to be played, but I think it got pushed back, for reasons I'll say later. But yeah, Wrath was trying to get me to send my extra vote to Jordy. And he was basically saying he would do the same, so that Jordy would have all the extra votes, and we could save myself. Which would be a good plan, if they were being honest, but I just don't know how much I trust that. Especially with me being up on the block, and everybody's basically saying that they've heard my name, but nobody's actually sounding too much like they want to save me, except for Wrath right here. But, like, he's the one that put me up on the block, so I just don't believe it a whole lot, you know? I told myself that night I'm not going to play the idol, because with this type of round, I don't know. I just didn't really want to play it. Because if I play it, then I'm basically automatically a target for the rest of the game, and especially the upcoming votes. If I don't play it and I stay, there's a chance I'd be fine afterwards. There's always a chance I could still become a vote. But if I do become a vote, I have my idol still. And on the off chance I play it, I'll become a target and I won't have an idol, so I'd be screwed. So it's preferable to keep the extra vote. So yeah. Let's see. Alright. So morning came, and Jordy told me that Johnny was saying he'd prefer to keep Rosie. And the plan that I had was, depended on Johnny to vote with me. That plus the fact that Johnny wasn't even sure if Wrath was with us or not didn't help. And then also everybody throwing my name out didn't help. Multiple people were saying they weren't sure, the usual, being all vague about it. So because of that, I played my idol. I mean, what else was I gonna do? I didn't want to just sit back and just, be there. But in my little speech.
Okay, so, yeah, this is me standing, but it's super dark, and yeah, I ain't got no video this time, so I'll spare you all the horror of having to stare at my face. This was an interesting round. I did not enjoy it one bit. Because it was this the Big Brother round. Where, just for one round, it became a Big Brother org. So it's a head of household challenge. And I intentionally threw it because it was touchy subjects. I threw it because I didn't want a head of household. And also because, touchy subjects kind of sucks. So I didn't want immunity, but Wrath did. Before we get into the shenanigans, let's talk about touchy subjects. I won 2 categories. Number 5, who's chronically online. Valid, they're not wrong. Number 9, who's running the game. What the actual fuck? I legit had a big rant about that because, for those of you who don't know, in season 3, guess what I won in touchy subjects? Who's running the game? And it was a pain in my ass. So I've played 2 seasons here of Sagevivor, and I've gotten that both goddamn times. They're really scared of this 16-year-old. That's kind of sad. But yeah. So that happened. So then Wraths wins the challenge against head of household, and he nominates Rossi and James. In doing so, he says that I'm one of his top allies. Whatever, I don't know if I believe him. So then, there's the POV, Power Veto Challenge. Mia wins POV and saves James. So Wrath has to nominate someone else. Shortly before he makes his decision, Ethan comes to me and says, "Holy fuck, I need to talk to you." So I'm concerned because bro's my ally. I don't know what's wrong. Well, Sorry, I saw some lights and they disturbed me. Anyways, he's like, I might be screwed because Wrath said he wants to put someone up to where Rossi goes home. So he wants to put me up. Me as in Ethan. Because Wrath thinks there's no way Ethan gets voted over Rossi. And Ethan's like, I really don't want that, so I wagered my extra vote in the case he puts up Johnny or Cam. He said, keep that between us. I said, okay. So then I went to Wrath and was like, so what are you thinking here? Acting all innocent. And Wrath told me what he was thinking about, like, putting up someone that Rossi would probably go home against. And so I turned on my devious side and manipulated the hell out of that poor man. I gave all sorts of reasons on why keeping Rossi was a good idea and why putting up Mason with Rossi was a good idea. Because I really like Rossi and I really want Mason to go. So, he listens to it. I also gave reasons to let Rossi get voted out to make it seem like I wasn't biased. But yeah, I definitely made the reasons to put up Mason more convincing than the reasons to doom Rossi. So he put up Mason in backdoor, and I was pretty excited. It was probably going to be like near unanimous. And then this morning, Mason pulls out an idol. Because fuck me. I'm not that mad because this flushes that idol for the future. So I don't have to worry about it now. But still, that means he's no longer on the block. And poor Wrath has to nominate a fourth victim. So he nominates Cam in Mason's place. Now, Cam, Rossi was pretty much screwed at this point and started telling people to just vote her out. I didn't like this because Rossi is in fact my number 2 right now. So I was like, no, don't go. So I fought for her to stay. Without ever, like, actually telling people. Just like anytime people ask, so which way are you voting? I was like, I'm leaning towards Cam. I hope you vote with me. If you don't, I understand. Stuff like that. So, yeah, that was pretty much the entirety of the round. That whole back and forth battle. There was a lot of drama today and the past few days, not related to tribal. Or the eviction, I guess it would be. I'll talk about that for a few minutes. So, like, me and Ethan are ride or dies basically at this point, and we've done a bad job at hiding it to the point where, like, everyone has clocked us. So we're like, we gotta do something about this. And I had the idea of purposefully having a round where we are anti each other. Because this works twofold for me, because Gumby went from being one of my closest allies coming to merge to legit being on my shit list at this point, because he genuinely avoided me for 3 days and didn't talk to me after our scuffle during the elk round. So, like, I've been losing all trust in him, and this was just the final straw. So I was like, I have an idea. I'll go after Gumby. You defend Gumby. And, like, fight me about it publicly. Or maybe not publicly, just in DMs. And we start to shit talk each other lightly. To set up, like, a me versus Gumby and Ethan narrative. Gumby hopefully goes home. In best case scenario, Gumby votes me and Ethan votes me with him. To where then all the assumptions of me and Ethan being really close are pretty much shattered unless someone's super smart. So yeah, that's my plan for what to do next, because it kills two birds with one stone. It lowers my threat level by getting rid of the whole me and Ethan are ride or dies narrative and stigma, and 2, it gets Gumby out of here, which is what I ultimately want. But yeah. Then, speaking of Gumby, him and Mason, they hate each other. It's like they're having a battle right now. See which one can be a worse ally and more messy. They're being messy, dry, somewhat inactive, all at the same time, and it's kind of funny because they're both shields, but they're such bad shields because they're so bad at their job. Mason was talking to me earlier about how he's playing a different game this time. I was like, yes, you're doing so good, Slay. But instead I was like, dude, you're way more in the hot seat this time. You're playing a significantly worse game. So, yeah. So Mason's trying his best, but failing. And then the last tidbit of info before I submit this long-ass video confessional. Jordy and I have been really rocky this season because we were really tight in season 3. Close friends, tight till the end. That fell apart after final travel. So this season, this entire time I've had him at the bottom of my trust rankings. And I've been towards the bottom of his, he's told me, which makes sense. But then he told me that after today, I've skyrocketed up to 3. He told me I'm now 3rd, and James and Mia are his top 2, but he didn't say the order. And I'm, like, I don't necessarily wholeheartedly believe him, but since he did give an exact placement, I'm not sure. I don't not believe him though, so I did move him out of bottom and up to 7th. Middle of the road, lower half, but not shitless anymore. I like Gumby. No, whoa, wrong name. I don't love Gumby. Oh my. I don't love Jordy in this game, but he's whatever. He's not that threatening to my game currently as opposed to some others, so he can stay. He doesn't bother me at this point. Anyways, that's a really quick synopsis. Hopefully this continues strong and this ain't like my last episode before this next one fucks me in the ass and sends me home. I'm feeling okay, but we will see. You never really know. It's Survivor. The second you get comfortable, the second you get your ass prodded to the jury. Bye.
So yeah, that was a crazy round with lots of tea. In the end, Cam did get blindsided in a 5-4 vote, which is very, very close and kind of not super common for Big Brother. So shout out to Cam anyway. Super fun to host. He was a little bit inactive this season, mainly because he was like dealing with actual tornadoes in his real life. So we'll give him a pass on that. Thank you so much for playing, Cam, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.